Right then, guys, welcome back into the Spooky Shed, your go-to place for conversations around all things weird, scary, and of course spooky. And this is the first of our Halloween specials this year. So I've got Ryan and Tyler from the Brown Brothers Haunting Hour back in the shed. So lads, welcome back. How are we?
Thank you so much for having us. Super excited to be here tonight. Last time was unbelievable, so how could we say no from to come back into the spooky shed?
Yeah, I really enjoyed last time. Apart from that time when the shed door did randomly open, and the day after that, I put a lock on the inside of the shed, so that thing is never opening again when I'm in here.
I remember that last time you were like, holy shit, should we just turn this off and call the podcast good? Because that was horrifying.
Yeah, that was very, very weird. I did not like that. But I did just work out as well. You guys were the second guests I ever had in here. So, and now I'm trying to remember what you's left in here. I think it was a bottle of whiskey and
I left
something else.
album. Yeah, we did a bottle of whiskey, some advice, and Ryan left one of our favorite bands, Ice Nine Kills. He left I think it was a Silver Scream 1.
Yes, it was.
Scream. Yeah,
Yes.
he left the album for you guys.
Yeah, nice. I like it. I like it. Right. So, as I just said, this is one of our Halloween specials. So, all we're going to be talking about is Halloween. So, obviously, you guys are over in the US, famously a lot better for Halloween than it is over here. So, I want to know what Halloween was like for you two when you were growing up. We've just established that we're all about the same age. So, I want to know what Halloween was like for you as kids compared to what it was like for me, because it was probably very different.
Yeah, it's funny because Halloween, it technically originated overseas with you guys, and then we as Americans sort of made it our own. What we do. It's what we do. It's for better or for worse. But when we were younger, I mean, Halloween, at a very young age, we were kind of thrown into the Halloween vibes, the Halloween season, the spirit. Our parents, for some reason, they love to throw very elaborate and large family and friend Halloween parties. So some of the earliest memories that both Ryan and myself have as like 5 or 6 year olds, we were dressed up and, we were going into our garage where we had like, crazy games like Donut on a String, bobbing for apples, costume contests, all sorts of stuff. That was kind of when we were 5 or 6. And then we sort of, as we got a little bit older, we got into like the movie genres, like the 80s and 90s classic horror movie monsters. And then as teenagers and high schoolers, we got into paranormal investigating.
Already, I'm just so jealous. Like Halloween over here, when like we'll say when I was a kid, when we were kids, it was good, but it was only just starting to become like more of a thing over here. Like a guy I was speaking to last week, he lives in Australia now, but he's actually from where I'm from, and he's 10 years older than me. And like when he was a kid, it basically wasn't even a thing. Just in the space of 10 years, like people weren't going like trick or treating and stuff. I think like my age group, we were the first ones where we were going to like random people's houses. Before that, it was just you went to people's or else you'd probably get like chased off.
Did a lot of people dress up? Like when you went out trick-or-treating, did you see a lot of kids your age walking around, or was it more just you and a couple friends?
Sort of, nowhere near as much now. It's ridiculous now. It's become such a bigger thing over here now. Well, still nothing compared to what it's like for you guys, I can imagine. Like,
It's actually
even our costumes were terrible. Like, I remember it was funny because, like I said, lad I was speaking to last week, we both done the same thing. Well, say done the same thing. When our parents made our costumes, say costumes in inverted commas there. If I wanted to go as a vampire, like I literally got like the worst set of like fake vampire teeth that cost like 50 pence or a pound or something. That was shocking. Weird, horrible blood capsules, which were almost probably lethal. So I don't know how any of us are still alive. And then we just got like a fucking black bin liner stuck over us, and that was it. That was it. There you go. You're a vampire.
Yeah. It's interesting though, because I feel like in the US nowadays, I feel like we're starting to see a little bit of a downturn for trick-or-treating. They give us specific hours when people can actually go out trick-or-treating. Usually it's from like 5 to 7. So it's still daylight out, pretty much just starting to get dark after they call it quits for trick-or-treating, which is kind of disappointing, honestly, because I remember when we were kids, trick-or-treating for us, say we were 9, 10 years old, we would stay out until 11:30, 12 o'clock. You get your candy and then you start pulling like pranks on people, scaring people for no reason. But it's just a little bit disappointing seeing where trick-or-treating is going nowadays, especially in the US. But it's interesting you guys are getting like an uptick for it, which I feel like you guys should, because the UK is famous for ghost stories. I feel like there's so many iconic haunted locations across the pond where
Me and Tyler, we're like, holy shit, there's some of the coolest places on the planet over there.
It's weird. I don't know how it's suddenly had a massive upturn here, but like I remember last year it was ridiculous. It got to the point where I didn't even bother sitting back down on the sofa. I just stood behind the door waiting for more kids to come because every time I sat down, I just had to stand straight back up. So there was no point. I literally just I sat on the stairs right behind the door and was just waiting.
What do you guys typically give out for candy?
Oh, we get all sorts. We well over here they always like all our chocolate bars that we have. They always make little miniature versions, so we always get loads of them. We get Haribo sweets, all sorts of stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we're
Yeah.
we're pretty similar. We have, like, Reese's, Hershey's, Kit Kats, all sort of stuff
Mm.
that's American-based, and then you have, like, the a-holes who give out, like, fruit and nuts and things that no kid really wants, but you end up getting in, like, your trick or treat bag, and then you bring it home and you just throw it right in the trash. Yeah.
Because
Yep.
that
Yeah,
was that
we
was
have,
never a good idea.
we have something in America called, Mischief Night, which is the night before Halloween. I don't know if you guys have it there, but,
Yeah.
when we were younger, that was I mean, there was some vandalism going on, some pretty hardcore stuff, like broken windows, obviously the TPing of the houses and the trees, throwing eggs, things like that. But, I can remember some tales where Ryan and I got into some trouble with that kind of stuff, allegedly.
Yeah, that's funny. I did not realize you guys had mischief nights. That's interesting. But yeah, I was part of the group that, like I say, when about 14, 15, 16, I preferred mischief night to Halloween.
I wanted to touch upon this. I was talking today with a buddy at work, how we both feel like Halloween is one of the better holidays for the entire year. And I was talking
Mm.
about today how there's no real stress for Halloween. You don't have to usually you don't have to travel anywhere. There's no like drama with your family. There's nothing like Christmas or Thanksgiving where you have a huge group of people you have to prepare stuff for. Halloween's fun because like you're dressing up in costumes, you get to go to a party. There's no stress. You get to eat some really, really good candy that's bad for you. The whole idea about the holiday, I feel like it's so welcoming and so much fun, especially for the youth. But even as an adult, I feel like this is one of the best holidays we can ever.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with everything you said there. Really, like I say, even as an adult, even like last year, last Halloween, my son was like, well, no, not even 3 weeks old. So, like I said, we were literally just sat in the house. Couldn't do anything with him yet. So, but even like all the kids coming to the doors and stuff, there was only one group of kids that really fucked me off, and that was because they started banging on the living room window and the door and everything all at once. So I was like, right, well, yous aren't getting anything. Yous can fuck off.
That's why you
But
save
apart from
the nuts and all that kind of shit. That's what you give to those kids.
yeah, exactly. But like even like I said, just like saying how much better like costumes and stuff have got. Like I said, like we got literally got like bed sheets chucked over us. Oh, you're a ghost. Bin liner over here. That's it. You're a vampire and stuff. Whereas like now, like costumes over here are just so much better. Like the stuff they put kids in nowadays is just hilarious. Some of them, and some of them are actually really fucking scary as well.
Some of the stuff they make, like, just at, like, even Walmart and Spirit Halloween, like, some of the stores over here, like, some of the costumes for 10, 12, 13-year-olds, crazy how scary and how, like, legit those can be.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, do you guys like fully decorate the houses and stuff over there then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Halloween, I mean, from, I would say, what, mid-September, give or take?
Yeah,
Yeah,
my stuff's been
Mm.
up for like 2 weeks.
yeah, we tend to, like, right around, I guess, the fall equinox, that's when we start to decorate the inside of the house, the outside of the house, things like that. And
Mm.
then kind of as Halloween gets closer and closer, I just keep buying things. Whenever I'm out and I see something, I'm like, "Oh, shit, this is cool. Let me grab these cobwebs or let me grab this pumpkin," or something like that, and just keep adding to the arsenal.
Yeah, like again, like, a lot more people have started decorating houses over here now, which never ever used to happen. Like I remember when we were kids and used to go out trick or treating. I always remember because we always made a point of going there because it was the only house that was ever decorated. There was only ever one where we lived. Whereas like now, just on my road now, I have one of them giant spider webs you can get to go on the front of the house. I've got one, and there's about another 7 houses. As soon as I open my door, I can see like 7 houses with them on now. So that's really cool now that people are doing a lot more of that over here.
Now, do you guys do, like, scare walks?
Yeah, well, so we have a thing here where I live called Scream Factory. That is really good.
Yeah, actually, I feel like that sounds familiar to me. So it's kind of like where people dress up in costumes, you walk through, like, either a maze or a haunted house or something, and they jump out and scare you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we have I mean, that is almost every town in New England has something like that. Like,
Mm.
if you're in, like, a farm town community, you get on, like, a tractor, you do, like, a haunted hayride, something like that, you go through a barn and The Headless Horseman comes out and tries to get you. But a lot of towns around here, they just do like a 1 or 2 week thing in October for like Halloween itself.
Yeah, I think yeah, ours is on Scream Factory here is on for bit. I think it's like all of October and then I think like the first week of November, and it is really good to be fair. They do it in Kirkleatham Woods, which is where me and Billy went and did a little ghost hunt in there, and all sorts of weird stuff happened then. But yeah, so they couldn't have picked a better location for it to do it over here. To be fair.
Nice. Do you guys like for decorations for houses over there? Do you guys do like orange lights, kind of like Christmas time, but just for specifically for Halloween?
Yeah, yeah. So like I said, so the big spider web I've got in the front of my house, that's just got orange and purple lights all over it.
Nice. The big thing here in the U.S. now is that they're what 12-foot tall skeletons.
Yeah.
You buy them from like the Home Depot, and they're massive skeletons that God at this time of year, every other house has one of them standing in the front lawn, and I personally love it. I think it's the coolest thing ever.
Are they expensive? Because we're like I say talking about other holidays and stuff there. In my experience anyway, Halloween decorations are so much cheaper than Christmas decorations.
Yeah, I think those skeletons are the top end of like probably price range for people. They probably go for like what, $200, something like that.
Yeah.
But most Halloween decorations around here are relatively cheap. But those are like good quality, well made, so you're going to pay a little bit extra for that quality.
Yeah, it's like my wife now still feels weird saying that. Like Christmas, all she wants is like they're called gonks. I don't know if you know what they are. They're basically just fucking gnomes. It's just a bloke with little legs, big fucking beard, and a stupid pointy hat. And every Christmas, like annoyingly, she's found Halloween ones, and they do look quite cool. So I've had to let her have them ones.
Nice.
But normally, like Christmas, I'm not exaggerating. Our house is tiny. Just in the living room, there's about 20 of the bloody things, and they're weird.
It sounds kind of creepy.
Yeah, they are. But like that's my point. Like she pays like 50 pound for one of these fucking little gnome things, and I'm just like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Good lord.
Exactly. But that's an argument I'm never going to win, sadly, I don't think. So, what's Halloween like for you guys now then? Now, obviously, we're all adults and shouldn't like Halloween as much as we do, as some people will say.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw the gauntlet down here and say that adults should be allowed to trick or treat. I don't know why it's frowned upon for us not to be able to go out and get free candy if we're in costume. But other than that, nowadays for us Halloween, this year actually, we are throwing the first ever Brown Brothers Haunting Hour Halloween party. And
Nice.
we're throwing that local here where we are. And we went all out. We rented a big venue hall. We got a bunch of our sponsors to give us some products that we can give out to everybody who shows up. It's gonna be a good time. We got like a cash bar going on, so we're stepping up things here for how we celebrate Halloween. We want it to be like a classy party, and it just a place where everybody shows up in great costumes and just has a great time.
Nice, I like it. You guys got any costumes planned, or are you keeping them secret?
Yeah, we got a couple planned. I changed mine, by the way,
Since when?
since yesterday.
Ah,
Um,
it's like
uh,
every week with this guy.
Yeah, so I was originally going to be somebody from Stranger Things, since Stranger Things is coming back with a vengeance this year and everybody's going to absolutely love it.
Wait.
I'm actually going to twist it around a little bit and be the axe murderer from the Conjuring Last Rites movie that just came out. He's the guy who holds the lantern with the long
Yeah, he kind of looks like Marilyn Mason. Right?
close.
Oh, who does he look like?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, he
But
definitely does.
Yeah. But I'm going to be him, which I'm super excited for. I literally just bought everything for the costume this afternoon.
Oh, hold on. Did you buy a wig?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be for the first time ever. Always wanted to do it. Jack the Ripper. So I'm kind of pulling from you guys.
How you doing that though? Because nobody knows who he is. Never mind what he looks like.
The one does, which means I can't fail. So no one can say I'm not Jack the Ripper, which is already that's a win. I'm gonna do. I think a lot of depictions they have him as he wears a top hat, he has a cane, a bloody knife, sort of a cape, a nice 3-piece suit, and then I'll do just a bunch of like blood splatter all over me.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. That's definitely better than the way I'd do it. Like I'd just get like a mannequin of a woman or something and just like drag that behind you.
Well, it's funny. My fiance, she was gonna be like a Victorian era prostitute who was just absolutely just sliced up, and we were gonna be like a partner costume for the actual party, but she's gonna do a different route. But that was the mannequin's a good idea actually, or even like a blow up sex doll.
Well,
Just walk around with it.
Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be good.
Jack the Stripper.
What did you say then?
Jack the Stripper.
He was a thing. He was a real person.
You know what? I've
When Billy was still doing this, me and him did an episode about him.
that's so funny.
Billy didn't believe me at first because like when we done this, we didn't tell each other what we were doing episodes about until we had like done it. And I was just like, he was like, right, what we're doing? I was like, right, I'm going to tell you about Jack the Stripper. And he was just like, what? I was like, it's a real thing. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, it is.
It sounds made up, but yeah, no, it's legit.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. Well, it's just as weird, if well, probably weirder actually than Jack the Ripper. To be fair,
Yeah.
Halloween for me now. I don't know what. Well, I don't know if we're going to take the little one out this year or not because I mean, well,
That's like
he's
half.
going to be one around Halloween, so he will be one on the 22nd. So I don't know whether people will think that we're taking the piss if we're rocking up with a 1-year-old baby asking for sweets.
Well, do you have a costume idea in mind for him?
Well, I said because he's got proper spiky hair. It's ridiculous. I'll show you as a picture of him next. His hair is ridiculous. So I said to the missus, right, well, we'll just get some like orange hairspray, stick him in a pair of dungarees, and he's Chucky straight away.
Yes.
It'd be like just the easiest thing in the world to do. But
Yeah.
she said no. She said because it's his first one, he has to be something cute.
Okay. Well, save Chucky for I guess year 2
Yeah.
or yeah 3.
Well, mind you, the way he's growing, it'll be too freaking big to be Chucky then. But yeah. But yeah, but I'm definitely gonna because that's one thing that Billy does. So Billy's kids are older than mine. How old Billy's? He's like 7 or 8. So Billy, he gets dressed up and everything when they go trick or treating, and that was my thing last year with him. So he got dressed as Michael Myers, and Billy is about 5'6", so he cannot be Michael Myers.
Well, it's funny you say it. So Ryan, what are you, 5'11"?
Yeah, probably something like that.
Ryan's 5'11", so maybe 6 feet with boots, but he was Michael Myers last year.
My platform boots gave me like.
Yeah, I guess he did buy platform boots that gave him like 2 inches. So I guess he was like 6'1", 6'2". So it
Not cutting it.
it worked. You could definitely tell it wasn't like the legit 6'5" Michael Myers, but he pulled it off pretty well.
Well, I asked, that's what I said to Billy because I'm 6'3", so I said like if anyone should be doing Michael Myers, it should be me.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Well, I'm a bit rounder than Michael Myers, so I don't think I'd get away with it either.
I actually,
Yeah.
speaking of Michael Myers, last year we went to the Ice Nine Kills Silver Scream Con convention a week ago, but the previous year I ended up meeting James Jude Courtney, who plays Michael Myers in the new films, so Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. But I actually met him at one of the local bars in Worcester after the convention ended, and he was the nicest person I have ever met in my life. And as I'm talking to him, I'm like, this isn't Michael Myers because this guy is way, way too nice to me. Kudos to him. He was a great person. But yeah.
Nice. Go on then. We'll talk a bit about the film Halloween then. So, what do you guys think of them new ones? Because they have very mixed reviews, from myself included. To be fair.
Yeah, I'm a bad person to answer this because I will always side with any Michael Myers film, especially James Jude Courtney's depiction as Michael Myers. I think he plays the role phenomenal. An actor who doesn't have any dialogue throughout the whole movie, but can make you feel a certain way. I think that speaks leaps and bounds to how good they are as an actor themselves. So I personally love 18. I think Halloween Kills is one of the funnest Halloween movies you could ever watch in your entire life. Halloween Ends, not my favorite, but I still think it was produced very well and a fun movie to watch. Tyler, on the other hand, has a little dichotomy for that saying.
Yeah, I think Halloween Ends was the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. I cannot believe that's the way they went, where Michael Myers was supposed to hand the
Knife over.
Yeah, the quote unquote knife to an apprentice or whatever. I watched it once and I think I forgot most of it, but it was terrible. That being said, Halloween Kills was phenomenal. I love the movie. That's the epitome of who I think Michael Myers should be. And then Halloween, the first one, the remake, the 2018 one, it was all right. Yeah, it was okay. But Halloween Ends was the worst way to end that trilogy that they could ever plan.
Yeah, I probably do agree with you. I mean, like I said, the last one definitely wasn't very good, we'll say. But I really like the first one, me personally. I really like the first one, especially like that one continuous shot where it just ends with him like looking through the window and you just see his reflection. That was creepy as shit.
Yeah.
And then at the end bit, obviously when they set the house on fire and he's just like at the bottom of the stairs just staring up. That is just pure Michael Myers. That flames all around him, and he just doesn't move an inch. He's just staring. He's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you somehow."
And I think those movies depict Halloween night so well. When you watch those films, I don't care what time of the year it is, but if you specifically watch them in October, it literally feels like Halloween night. And if you go take out the trash later on after you watch the movie around like 11 o'clock, you're going to look over your shoulder like, holy shit, is Michael somewhere around me?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Rob Zombie remakes. What do we make of them? I always like asking people this.
Dude, the Rob Zombie remake for Halloween 2 is probably one of the most like unsettling, gory movies I've ever seen. I think some of the kills for that movie are unfucking believable. Big fan of both of them, honestly. I think that the way they depict Michael in those movies is so much more animalistic compared to like the newer ones with James Jude Courtney, where I feel like he is quote unquote the shape. Like he can disappear into darkness without a trace. But with Rob Zombies, it's like a pit bull let off the leash where he is going to absolutely maul you.
Yeah, I really like the first one. I wasn't a fan of the second one. Like I said, I do agree with you that some of the kills in it are fucking insane. But as a film itself and the sort of story with it, I wasn't much of a fan of it, to be honest. But I'll watch the first one.
You can tell that it's a Rob Zombie film. Like in the
Yeah.
first 5 minutes, it's like, this is Rob Zombie who made this, which is,
Yeah.
I mean, people love him, people hate him. I think what they did with his mom, like how he had a mother fetish thing, I was like, oh my God, again.
Very Norman Bates.
Very Norman Bates,
Yeah.
very Ed Gein. I mean, like we've seen it like a dime a dozen. So that part, I was like, Jesus, this is awful. But then when you actually like, you know, see Michael Myers and he starts his killing spree, it's good. Like if you forget about the parts where he sees his mom and like the weird ass horse and shit like that, it's an okay movie, and it's definitely a movie that if you guys who are listening, if you haven't seen it, check it out because it does honestly like bridge the gap between the 80s and 90s Halloween and the new ones.
Yeah, because I think with like the all the ones before the Rob Zombie ones, like the first one is just literal classic. Like you're not going to get much better than that. The second one, even I've even seen a few people have very mixed reviews on that one about the whole the brother and sister thing. A lot of people don't like that, which I'm still very undecided on how if I like that or not. But for me, all the ones after that, well, apart from season of the witch, but that's just a completely different thing. But the ones like 4, 5, and whatever in like H2O and Resurrection and all that, they're a no go for me.
No, we're completely on board. I think 1 and 2, if you watch them back to back, it's literally watching one film, which is ridiculous. As a director and producer, how you can do that. But yeah, I agree that the brother sister thing, kind of threw me too. But there's a lot of cool kills in the second one.
Yeah, definitely. There's no better than just seeing him like stick somebody against a wall and just tilt his head. It's weirdly satisfying.
It really is.
So going back to when we were kids, then, and we'll stick with like films and stuff. So I'm surprised. Well, probably were watching Halloween when we were all kids and stuff. But was there any other films that you always used to watch on Halloween? Maybe a bit more Disney Channel, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I think honestly, the biggest film, if you want to call it a film for both of us, was actually Disney's rendition of A Legend of Sleepy Hollow. So if nobody's heard of that book, it's a book from Washington Irving that was turned into a lot of films. Tim Burton did a great rendition of it with Johnny Depp, but Disney did one back in
40s.
That early? Was it the 40s?
It was like 42.
Okay. I don't believe that, but
it definitely was.
An early rendition of A Legend of Sleepy Hollow where everything they did it's about a 25-minute short film, more or less. It's perfect. Everything that you love about the Headless Horseman, about Ichabod Crane, they do it second to none. And that's one that I remember me and you watching all the time on Halloween night. And it just gave you such a feeling of like fear, being scared, but also I absolutely love this feeling.
I don't think I've seen that one. I'm gonna have to find that somehow.
It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus if you have a subscription. It's also on YouTube, so it's just for free. And it was 1949. I was close.
And it's the double. It's the Adventures of Mr. Toad.
Yep, the Adventures of Mr. Toad and the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, Ichabod Crane. Yeah, but no, right. I mean, to Ryan's point, like we still 33 years old here, 32 years old. Every year we watch it, whether it's together or whether like I watch it at home and then I'm texting him or like sending him videos or Snapchats of me watching it and he's watching it at the same time. Every single year we still watch it. It just puts you in the Halloween spirit so well.
No, that's cool. I love that. For me, it's Hocus Pocus.
That's one too. That's right up there for us.
Yeah, I always have to watch that.
We're going to
Well,
say
I don't even know why. I just do. It's just there's just something about it. It's one of them. Well, it's like say with other holidays. It's like watching Muppets Christmas Carol. It makes you feel like a bit like a kid again.
It does. And
Yeah.
that is a movie that, like, you could argue that that is the apex, the epitome of what Halloween should be. Like that downtown, the quote unquote Salem area that it's set in. The fact that it's based on Halloween night, so everyone's trick or treating. So the witches come back.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Rice says in a sleazy voice, Sarah Jessica Parker. It's just what Halloween should be. Personally, that's what we both believe, and that's something that we have to watch every year too. Same as you.
I think one of the things that make it so good as well is like there's a lot of like quotable lines in it.
It's unreal. I think we quote all the time the
bus driver.
The bus driver when the three Sanderson sisters get on the bus, and he's like the creepiest dude you've ever met, but witches love him. Reason. But yeah, no, phenomenal movie. We both love it.
There's nothing more I like doing than when I get up and it's a really nice day. I just open the door and you just say it. Another glorious morning makes me sick.
Yeah. Every Monday.
Exactly. Yeah, has to be done. Has to be done. So what I done last year with people was I was asking everybody if they've got any, preferably from drinking age, we'll say, any funny, embarrassing Halloween stories, because I've got one that I think's quite funny.
Man. Halloween stories.
We don't do anything embarrassing on Halloween.
No, we really don't. Actually, I guess one embarrassing thing I've done in the past was I tried dressing up as Roman Reigns, the WWE wrestler.
That was
who was absolutely ripped out of his mind with hair that goes down to like his shoulders. I tried pulling that off, and an absolute swing and a miss, as Tyler loves to remind me of, but no embarrassing stories, really.
I mean, if it helps, I tried to be Bane one year from Batman, and yeah, I mean, I'm not like a small guy. I mean, come on. Like, I think in the comics, he's like 6'4" and maybe 410 pounds.
Yeah.
I definitely trained hard, and I was trying to do like the Tom Hardy Bane. He's a lot smaller, and he put like, I don't know, 40 pounds of muscle just in his traps.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely missed the costume pretty hard, but it was still a fun Halloween.
I was going to say, it depends which type of Bane you're going for. If you're going for comic book Bane, you've got no chance, but you might be able to get away with the Tom Hardy one.
Yeah, I gave it a shot.
I'll tell you mine then, because anyone who listened to the ones last year will have heard this, but I still think it's fun. So, place where I used to work, we had a big Halloween party one year, and I went as a zombie, original, and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of drinks, music playing, and for some reason, I decided to do a slut drop. Don't know why. Ripped my jeans from arse to ankle, literally all the way down the back. They were done. So then we were going to go out after, obviously carry on drinking, go out, make a full night of it. So then I had to go home, change my jeans, got in a taxi, realised I'd left my wallet in my ripped jeans, so then I had to go back, and then the driver was a dick, so he made me pay like 3 times as much.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. And then this is the funny bit for me is, well, I didn't go home that night. I didn't go to my own home. And that didn't happen very often. And the fact it happened whilst I was dressed as a zombie said a lot. But then I had to get a taxi home the next morning, basically doing a walk of shame dressed as a zombie.
Well, at least like the day, was this on Halloween?
That was like a week before.
Somebody who saw him like out his window, like, what? Somebody who was looking at you like the morning after, just walking to the taxi, they're probably like, what the fuck is going on?
Luckily, where I ended up in Middlesbrough, about 20 minutes from where I live, I didn't look that much out of place.
Yeah, I was just going to say, well, that would be, I hope you woke up that day and you walked outside still in your costume and you said, oh, look, another glorious morning.
This also sounds like a sick night.
Yeah, it does. You know what? That sounds like a great night.
Yeah, what I remember of it was a good night.
So I guess the question is, have you dropped it low since then, or is that's it? No more?
Oh, no, never again. I don't even know how I managed to do it that night, to be honest. Yeah, it was a terrible idea.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm also curious for people in the UK, are like pumpkin themed beverages big over there? Like coffees or beers or ciders?
The coffee is.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it. And most places you go to, you'll get some sort of pumpkin soup.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But weirdly, so there's a thing to go back to when we were kids. So when we were kids, we didn't really do pumpkins over here. No idea why we use turnips.
Well, that was the original.
Yeah, so I think the original Celtic, when the Celts started to celebrate Halloween, I think the first things they carved jack-o'-lanterns into were turnips.
Have you ever tried doing it?
No, but it's probably
Don't.
so difficult.
You'll have to start in like March. I remember when my dad used to do them for us. He literally used to use a drill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ridiculous. And then weirdly, we used to carry them around and stick a candle in them, obviously. And I just used to walk around smelling, man, because I just like the smell of it.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah, man.
Don't know why. I just look really fucking weird just walking around like that with a turnip. It's no wonder I didn't get many sweets. People just like, well, fucking get rid of him.
Yeah, he's had enough.
Exactly.
So honestly, I think carving jack-o'-lanterns for us, that is the pinnacle for bringing me back to nostalgic Halloweens in the 90s. Carving jack-o'-lanterns, even nowadays, it brings me such a feeling of joy, and like the spooky season is finally here. And I think we do it every single year that we all get together as a family. We all carve jack-o'-lanterns and have a contest. And mom like goes all out and she'll give us like $100 for whoever wins the best like jack-o'-lantern carving.
Nice.
But it's so cool. And I think that's something that everybody should do around Halloween time, because not only is it fun camaraderie with everybody around you who you love, but that dates back to the original origins of Halloween. It gives you a little bit of history, but doing something fun nowadays where the whole vibe of it speaks Halloween.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm just trying to remember then. I remember I was listening to a podcast before and they said the whole reason behind jack-o'-lanterns and I can't remember it. Do you guys know it?
Yeah. Stingy Jack or Stingy Jack.
Yeah, and that's not. We when we did it, it was months and months and months ago. We did an episode on the origins of Halloween, and Ryan kept messing up the name. The origin is Stingy Jack, and Ryan just kept Stingy Jack. Like it was a hard G instead of stingy. And man, our listeners let us hear it. Holy shit! I thought we were going to be canceled. They were not happy about that. I think though the origin, Stingy Jack makes a deal with the devil,
And it's just his eternal purgatory.
and he has to. He walks around I think it's the Celtic countryside, but the devil gave him an ember and he put it in a turnip and he carved the face that he could see. So that's kind of why, or the story behind why the Celts carved him. The Celts carved him though, in not only in homage to their ancestors, but also to scare away bad spirits.
Yeah. Oh, well, so as soon as you started, then I remembered it straight away. I was trying to think then, like, I wonder why they went to pumpkins, but I'm going to guess it's literally just purely because they're so much easier to carve.
Yeah, and we did it over. That's kind of what we as Americans sort of added. So pumpkins were just way more available, and we had so many of them. And not to mention they were a lot bigger. Obviously, don't leave them out to ward off evil spirits anymore, but we still carve them.
Yeah, and like I said, people are doing a lot more pumpkins over here now. You don't see many people walking around with turnips anymore.
No, I believe that. You go to this grocery store, grab a couple, and then just walk around smelling them.
Yeah. Just set them on fire first. They only smell nice when the inside starts to burn off the candle.
Yeah, there goes Liam again.
There's one then. So, Nightmare Before Christmas. When do you watch that? Halloween or Christmas, or can you do both?
Oh man, I'm a big fan of that movie around Christmas time because I feel it does speak a lot to like Christmas values and how much people are nicer to each other around the Christmas holiday. But again, no shade on anybody who watches it both times a year because it does have the spooky undertone.
It's one of them, like, I will purposely watch it at Christmas, but if it's on TV at Halloween, then I'll watch it, but I won't purposely go out of my way to watch it, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, I think that's all I've got, unless you've got any other Halloween stuff you guys want to talk about.
Do you have any like favorite either literature or even movies that you have to watch during October?
Like I say, Hocus Pocus is always up there. I'll always make a point of watching the first original Halloween. What else? Like I say, I like to go back to like that feeling of being a kid and stuff. So I'm always going through Disney Plus and stuff, which is weird. I've never found that Sleepy Hollow one. I don't know if do you guys remember Halloween Town?
Absolutely. Me and my girlfriend just watched it 2 days ago, actually.
Yeah, I'll always try and make a point of watching that at some point.
Yeah,
That's why I can't wait till he's a bit older. Till the kid's a little bit older and I can make him watch all these again.
Oh, he's gonna eat them up. He's gonna love them. Same question. I don't know. Ty, same question to you.
What was the question? I totally didn't
Like
even listen to the question.
literature or movies that you got to watch.
Oh, I love, so I actually listen to audiobook wise, Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. One of my favorite things to do. It's a pretty long novel. So like if you have a 20, 30-minute commute, you just toss it on via Spotify and you listen like on your way into work or on your way out, especially like when it turns, October 1st or 2nd, and things start to get darker earlier, the leaves start changing. That is one of my favorite things to do. I listen to a lot of Stephen King on audiobooks. I read a lot of Stephen King. I love reading A Shadow over Innsmouth from H.P. Lovecraft. That's one that always gets me, for some reason, into the Halloween mood,
Nice.
just because it is just horror personified. It's such a good little tale. Movies, though, you guys nailed it. Like anything Disney Plus. Don't Look Under the Bed. Have you watched that one?
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, that was I think late 90s, maybe early 2000s.
Got canceled.
Yeah, they took it off Disney Plus or they took it off Disney after they showed it because it just scared so many people. It was, to this day, one of the hardest jump scares in any film I've ever seen. And like I said, I'm 33 and this is what we do. We do a horror podcast. So the actual aesthetic they use for the boogeyman, the quote unquote boogeyman that's under one of the kids' beds, they use contacts for the first time in like late 90s, early 2000s. And when I watched it, my mind blew up because I didn't know how his eyes turned that color. It's a great little film, though. It might be on Disney Plus, so if you guys are subscribers of it, check it out. But that's one that, like, if you have a kid that's under 7 or 8, maybe don't put that one on.
To me, that's I don't know whether I should be worried about this with my kid because he likes being scared.
Okay, well, until like 2 a.m., and then he's calling for you to come check under the bed or the closet.
No, but he genuinely likes being scared, like all the time. All the time, all we do is just make him jump, and all he does is laugh.
Could be a horror movie.
Doesn't matter what you do. Like we purposely like go behind the set, he jump up, and go like "Bow," and he just like just like laughs at you. He don't care. So I don't know whether that's worrying or not.
We'll give it a couple years, but yeah.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't turn up as some sort of like serial killer, I'll be all right.
Yep, definitely not.
You're speaking about books there, so just to promote somebody who I've sort of becomes friend with, who's been on here. He'll have been on here twice now by the time this comes out. So it's the guy who I was talking about who lives in Australia, who is from where I'm from. So he's got loads, well, I'd say loads. He's got quite a few books out now that are all like horror related and stuff. I've just finished reading his one called Rock Zombie, and that is set where I live. And it's about a teenage kid who turns into a zombie and becomes a ghost and then follows his zombie around trying to stop his zombie from eating people. It's really good.
Is it like a horror, like comedy kind of thing?
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That concept is genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's done.
What's his name? So that Ryan and I know.
He's called Alex Finlayson, but his books, he publishes all his books under AB Finlayson.
Okay, awesome.
So yeah, but he's got I think he's doing some Easter ones, and the last couple of years he's done Christmas ones, and like the titles of them, like I think the second one's basically like Judgment Day, and it's all about like killing Santa's reindeer and stuff, and then he's doing one all about like xenomorphs and Easter bunnies and stuff now. So
that's awesome.
Really, really weird, random stuff, but they're really good.
Great concepts, though.
Yeah, definitely. Right then, guys, I think that is all I've got. So, do you want to let our listeners know where they can find you and all that good stuff? And if anybody listening wants to come to your Halloween party or something, I don't know.
We're going to keep that location under lock and key just in case. But yeah,
For
so
now.
if anybody is interested, you can find us on all major streaming platforms, wherever you get your podcasts. You just got to type in Brown Brothers Haunting Hour. Our little logo is a Grim Reaper drinking a glass of whiskey. But yeah, you can find us there. And then you can follow us on Instagram. We are at Brown Brothers Haunting Hour. And if anybody wants to send us a snail mail email, we are at brownbroshauntinghour@gmail.
Nice. Well, thanks again once for coming on, lads. So really enjoyed it again. And yeah, like I say, happy Halloween and all that stuff.
Yeah, thank you for having us again, brother. This has been
No problem.
Awesome.
Yeah. Right then, guys, so we shall leave it there. So as always, go and follow our Instagram page at the Spooky Shed Podcast. Link in the bio there for all the other socials that we don't use. But the YouTube channel is there now, which will have plenty of videos on by the time this comes out. Patreon page, merch store, all that sort of stuff. And we shall speak to you next time.